a very talented musician in his own right, in addition to the Prince things that he does. Got a new solo record out called Next, which you're going to love. You're going to love the vibe of this record. And Marshall joining us this morning. Marshall, how are you, sir?
I'm good, man. Thank you for that endorsement.
Hey, no problem.
Sounds good.
Love the record, love the vibe. It's we were just kind of talking off there for a couple of minutes about, you know, when you get caught up in life and things are kind of dragging you down, you need to kind of take that deep breath. I remember we used to travel out to Southern California, and you'd get off the plane and you'd get right into that traffic, and it was like, oh, geez, my gosh. You know, just the stress level was unbelievable. And they had a jazz station out there. Can't remember the jazz flavors or something like that. And we would put that on, and it just immediately, you just felt better. And that's the vibe that I got from the new album, Next.
Yeah, I mean, depending on if your folks are trying to wake up, which I know everybody listening right now is trying to do that, it is a relaxing, you know, kind of a vibey type of experience, you know, getting into jazz. Of course, there's all kinds of different styles of jazz, and some of that jazz, that'll wake you up.
Yeah, some of that jazz is wild, isn't it? What kind of jazz were you, what kind of inspired you here?
Well, my classification, they put me in the smooth jazz genre.
Smooth jazz.
Yeah, and smooth jazz is kind of conversational. It's like listening to your favorite song that has lyrics that tells a story, except for smooth jazz doesn't have any lyrics. But there's a lead line there that's still communicating a melody, and it's taking you somewhere.
Yeah.
Versus bebop, which is, you know, to the untrained ear, just going, what are they saying? I can't follow what this guy's saying. It's just all over the place. So smooth jazz is just, you know, it's just a little easier pill to swallow.
Now, is this something that you're going to tour behind?
Well, so I have a one-man show called Purple Piano, which is an extension of the Prince tribute work I do. And I always include my original songs into that set. So I will definitely be incorporating songs off this new album into that set. And then, the hope is definitely to, you know, fully tour with this original work.
Tell me about some of the people on the record.
You're speaking to them. So it's self-produced, written, performed, everything. There's 2 guests on the record, and they're both on one song, and it's the new single. It's called Eccentric. I have Gerald Albright, sax god, playing on the track, sax, of course, and then my friend from Corey Wong's band. I don't know if your listeners are familiar with Corey, but he's tours globally. He's enormous. So Petar Janich is the drummer for Corey Wong, and he plays drums on this track. So those are the 2 personnel besides myself on the 11 tracks.
Normally, when we do the Bleeding Ear, we play, you know, whatever the lead track might be. And you mentioned Eccentric, which I think we should play.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to play anything else from the record?
Do it, man.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Would you hang
play
on?
Anything you want.
Well, what I wanted to do is play something first, and then come back and we'll chat a little bit more, and then we'll play Eccentric. The one that I wanted to play is called My Someone.
Sure.
Anything you want to say about it?
What do I want to say about it? It's kind of got, you know, as my sound is, it's kind of got this retro kind of a vibe. There's a little Beatlesque kind of insertion in there. It's, you know, telling a story of this bachelorhood that I was in for most of my life, and just kind of going, everybody else is hooking up. Where's my person? So, you know, people that are in that space are going to relate to it, and it's a fun song. All
right, we got 2 songs. We're going to do My Someone first. We'll come back. We'll talk to Marshall. So, Marshall, hang on. Here it is. This is Marshall Charloff with My Someone from the new album, Next.
With my someone who picks me up from the airport where's my someone tonight? With my someone who picks me up from the airport. With my someone that brings me soup when I'm sick in bed. All I've been trying to live is like I'm gonna die, but I've been dying to find you and give all this love inside, hanging on for dear life. So where's my someone?
That's Marshall Charloff. It's from the new album Next. It's called My Someone. So you got tired of just kind of whore dogging around and felt like you needed your someone special.
Yeah, and that was brought to my attention. Traveling with Dr. Fink, I'm going to name drop real quick for your listeners that are aware, that go back to the 80s. Dr. Fink was the original member of Prince and the Revolution. He was the doctor character, so he'd wear the scrubs and wore the surgical mask. He's in the movie Purple Rain. Anyway, he founded the show with me, and he was my keyboard player for the first 6 years. And his wife, lovely woman, friend of mine, would pick him up every week from the airport, and I would be on my own. And he'd always just kind of just, give me a little ribbing and say, hey, man, where's your someone that picks you up from the airport?
Yeah, really.
And I went home and I wrote it that night. And then the next day I sent it to him. I go, what do you think of this? Something good came from it. You inspired this.
Oh, that's nice. The new album is called Next. If people want to grab this, where can they do that?
MarshallCharloff.com. It's kind of a revolutionary kind of way to do it. Is how it used to be in radio is that, and in just music, you could go buy the album.
Yeah.
But radio was only going to play one single at a time.
That's it.
That's all you get.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, I don't want to wait for them to play the next single. I'm going to go buy the album. So the same thing is the case with Next. Is you can go to MarshallCharloff.com. You can download the whole album instantly, and it's a pay-what-you-wish model. So you can put in $1 and have the whole thing downloaded instantly.
Yeah.
Or you can wait. The official release is until January 30th, 2026. Then the whole thing will be streaming. But right now it's one song streaming at a time, released to the platforms about every 2.5, 3 months.
Yeah. Well, Marshall Charloff, we appreciate you coming back to be on the program. Why don't you check back in with us in about 3 months? We'll play another song.
I love that. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. You have a great one. Yeah. We're gonna finish up with this one called Eccentric. This is, I guess, the first track off the record, right?
Yeah, and that one's streaming everywhere.
All right. You can get this one everywhere. If you love this one, make sure you grab it today. Marshall Charloff, a pleasure. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Chris.
This is called Eccentric. Nice groove, huh? That's my jazz voice. Yeah. That's Marshall Charloff. It's called Eccentric. It's from the new album Next, and you can check it out at Marshall Charloff.